governor of South Dakota, current Secretary of Homeland Security, and your favorite cosplayer. Today, I'm cosplaying as a concerned citizen because over the weekend, I was a victim of a crime, which I'm sure was perpetuated by an undocumented immigrant. And even though Secret Service has reviewed the security footage and found that it was a white man who stole my purse, I am certain that that man must have been an undocumented immigrant, and he's probably wearing a fake skin suit just to throw us all off of his trail. My expensive designer purse was stolen from my table when I was eating at a restaurant over the weekend, and this crime is extremely serious. I purchased that bag illegally using taxpayer funds with the $600,000 credit card bill that I racked up when I was the governor of South Dakota. And I know you may be thinking, why is this crime more important than you actually stealing taxpayer dollars? But that's beside the point. There was $3,000 in that bag. There was my gun in that bag. There was my Department of Homeland Security ID in that bag and a bunch of blank checks, which I intended to use for myself. I have become an expert on using taxpayer dollars to enrich myself. Have you seen my before and after photos? That was $600,000 of taxpayer money well spent. These extensions don't pay for themselves, baby. But the worst part about this is that with my favorite firearm being gone, how am I going to eliminate my unwanted pets?
3 for 5, cut the hair and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin, Mac-Falolida. From there I got away, my spirits never failing, landed on the quay just as the ship was sailing. Captain Atlee said that no money.
Is Hello Kitty a cat?
Yes.
So Hello Kitty is not a cat.
What?
She's actually a little girl, born and raised in the suburbs of London. She has a mom and dad and a twin sister, Mimi, who's also her best friend.
What the f*** are you talking about? Is Hello Kitty trying to gaslight us? She has whiskers and cat ears.
She's kind of a tiny little girl, right?
Cat. Why did you just accept what she said so easily? She's a cat.
Yeah, she weighs 3 apples and she's 5 apples tall.
Am I in a fever dream right now? Humans don't measure things in apples. But if that's the system we're going to use, anything but the metric system, right? You know what is 5 apples tall? A cat.
And her world is large.
Is it? How many apples large is...
She has her own pet cat, Charmy Kitty.
That's just a cat. With a smaller cat. She has a tail in this picture.
A boyfriend, dear Daniel, and hundreds of other friends.
And are those also not animals? Are any of them animals? What kind of a sick game are you playing here, Hello Kitty?
No search warrant was provided.
Show me your hands now. Hands up.
Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. I don't think you should talk to them.
I'm not requesting
Let them go.
You got a problem, bro?
Well, I do actually, yeah.
So your issue is, obviously, you shouldn't have oil in your coolant now.
I see.
That means your head gasket's gone.
Oh, okay.
So obviously now your oil's mixing with your coolant.
Yes.
And obviously, so if you go to a mechanic, they'll be able to fix your engine for you.
I get you. Okay, thank you.
And that's
Yeah.
cool, man. Don't worry about it. It's,
Yeah.
it's whatever, innit?
Have you got a problem, bro?
Yeah, I do, bro. I have a problem, yeah.
I would recommend some Weedo.
Okay.
Or some salt.
Okay, so what, just to get rid of
Yeah,
these?
just to get rid of it and a shovel.
I'm
really
having
get it.
such
I understand,
big problems with it.
Yeah,
And
Weedo will do
I
the job.
cut it, and then it
Yeah.
just comes straight back through again.
Everyone's going through it now. Yeah.
So annoying,
Don't
man.
worry about it. You get through it.
Honestly,
You
thank
get
you,
through it.
thank
No
you
worries,
so
man.
much for
Thank
that.
you,
I've
man.
been stressing so
No worries,
much,
man.
man.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Cheers, man.
No, honestly,
Take it.
thank you.
It's all right, bro.
No,
Take
thank
care.
you.
What is it that drives you today, Virginia? Is it the sadness? Is it the anger?
It's a responsibility in my eyes. I mean, of course, there is sadness, there is anger, there's scars that will never heal, ever. But to me, more than anything, it's a responsibility that I have. And I implore the community to please stand next to me and help me bring down all these bad people. And if you've got somebody in your life that's doing this to you too, speak out, stand up. The times are changing as they should be. And it's a good time to start holding these monsters accountable.
Let's go! You're not getting me! You're not getting me! Actually, I don't even need to have the door closed. Are you crazy? What? I'm in. I'm out. No, no. I'm in. I'm out. No, no. But you know what? You're not in, bitch. Hey, look at this real quick. That's hot, right? You can't see that. Oh my gosh, you're such a bitch. Hold on. Hey Siri, play Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. It's one of my favorite songs. You probably haven't heard it, huh? Do you know Edward Cullen? My bad, I'm joking. I was always Team Jacob myself, you know? Hey Google, play Everybody Loves the Sunshine. Well, I guess not everybody, right? Everybody loves the sunshine. Hey Alexa, play Pocket Full of Sunshine. Hey, did that shit hurt? I don't know. I don't know the rules. I don't know the rules. Does it hurt or what?
So I decided today that I'm just going to live forever. And I know people might not believe that that's true, so I'm just going to post every day to prove them wrong. And this is
all right, so everyone can agree that Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell were monsters who committed unspeakable acts for decades. And if anyone was a co-conspirator in either of their crimes, I'm all for them being called out. But while Trump's Attorney General Pam Bondi continues to sit on any evidence she might have, and mega creators continue to put out phony flight lists, I'd like to walk you through a timeline of a very close friend of Jeffrey Epstein here and ask you an honest question. If any Democrat or celebrity had this exact history with Jeffrey Epstein, would you cut them any slack, or would you think they were guilty as hell? And to start with, let's mention that Jeffrey Epstein's island gets a lot of press, but neither he or Ghislaine Maxwell were ever charged for a crime there. But federal prosecutors did say that Epstein operated an underage sex trafficking ring based in both Manhattan and Palm Beach, Florida, and that it started around 1994 and continued to at least 2004, which makes this October 2002 article about Jeffrey Epstein even more interesting, because none other than Donald Trump offered up this quote of Epstein that says, "I've known Jeff for 15 years, terrific guy," Trump booms from a speakerphone. "He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it. Jeffrey enjoys his social life." So if we're believing Trump about that 15-year friendship in 2002, that means it dates back to as early as 1987, which means that Trump purchased his two primary homes at the time, Trump Tower in 1983 and Mar-a-Lago in 1985. But then Jeffrey Epstein buys a Palm Beach home in 1990. This would be 3 years after they became friends. And wouldn't you know it, Epstein purchased his home at 358 El Brillo Way, which just happened to be a 5-minute drive from Mar-a-Lago. But it doesn't stop there. In 1995, Jeffrey Epstein moves into 9 East 71st Street in Manhattan, which just happens to be less than a mile walk from Trump Tower, right there and right there. And not only was Jeffrey Epstein a member at Mar-a-Lago, but in this 2019 article, it outlines that he actually recruited victims at Mar-a-Lago, which of course led to Jeffrey Epstein eventually facing a 53-page federal indictment for trafficking, which included as many as 50 victims. If he was convicted, he could have ended up in federal prison for the rest of his life. But wouldn't you know it, these four guys got together. U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, Epstein's lawyers Ken Starr and Alan Dershowitz, and Epstein himself, and they decided that he didn't need to spend a lot of time in prison. Because you see, Alex Acosta approved a deal where he would only have to spend 13 months in jail, and during his sentence, Epstein was allowed to leave prison 6 days a week to work at his office for 12 hours a day. But not only did Alex Acosta let Epstein go, he also let 4 of his accomplices named in the agreement. They received immunity too, and even more unusual, he granted immunity to any potential co-conspirators. So yeah, for all the people wondering why Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirators aren't named, this guy helped cover them up. This guy gave a huge gift to Jeffrey Epstein for no good reason, and you'd think this this guy would spend the rest of his life in shame. But early in Trump's first term, he actually names Alex Acosta as his labor secretary. Doesn't it seem a bit suspicious to you that Trump would name a guy who covered up all of Epstein's co-conspirators? He would give him such a gift to pluck him out of obscurity years later and name him labor secretary? And not only that, when the horrific deal that Alex Acosta made with Jeffrey Epstein was finally exposed a couple of years later, Trump had this to say when he had to resign. He called him a great labor secretary, not a good one. Oh, and let's not forget about these two lawyers who helped Epstein get off scot-free. That's right, Trump hired Epstein's lawyers to defend him during his impeachment. And finally, when Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested in July 2020, Trump said this when asked about the possibility of her turning in other famous clients.
Do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly.
Yeah, that's not weird at all. Wishing someone well who will go on to be sentenced for 20 years for trafficking young women over decades. And then there's this.
I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach.
You guess they lived in Palm Beach? They lived a 5-minute drive from your house. They were members of your club. They partied with you at that club. There are actual flight logs with you flying out of Palm Beach with Jeffrey Epstein and yourself on the same private jet. I mean, what more evidence does Maggie need to see to believe that Donald Trump might have more to do with these two scumbags than meets the eye?
Are you guys watching the NFL draft?
No, watching the Pope draft.
So many good prospects in the College of Cardinals.
Yeah, like Peter Turkson.
And Luis Antonio Tagle.
And Shador Sanders.
I got my money on Peter Ado.
What? No way.
No.
Dude.
He's a scrub.
Youngest Cardinal ever.
Guy couldn't bless a blind kid if he was stuck inside of an orphanage.
Check out my rookie year Pope Benedict Cardinals.
Yeah. You're not a fanatic.
No, Mitchell and Ness.
You guys think they'll take Shador?
I already bombed his confessional interviews.
Do you honestly believe that Turkson is more popeable than Paroline?
Advocate of the poor, okay? Speaks 5 languages.
All right,
He's fluent in Latin.
Dude, it's the Vatican. Everyone speaks Latin. He's a playmaker, okay? He negotiates treaties.
When did you get drafted as a Lutheran priest?
You son of a bitch!
With the first to pick in the Popa draft, the Vatican selects Shador Sanders.
I'll never forget it. He's super tall, bro, and like it's super intimidating when he has so many bodyguards around him. And he came in, I was so nervous, but when he stuck his hand out and smiled, I felt safe. Just the way he asserted himself, the way he talked, the way he taught me his way of life, the way he was fearless. I understand why there's a lot of men that want to listen to him. He's not Jesus Christ though, so he's not going to be perfect. I know that this guy's an influential man, and when I see this man, I know that God's using him. Regardless of how he feels it, I know that God is using Andrew Tate to mend or bend to the will of what God's will is.
Hey, look, G, I told you from the beginning it can get like this. Diamond on my neck and I couldn't collect. On my mother, I came up, put it in the y'all got the key to success. Rich, she, just by these truck, big pole out, yeah. Whole crew, much span work, got this shit done quick.